Yo, what's going on, guys? And I am Jesse, and I'm back. Yes, I am officially back. I'm back for PUL Season 1. It has been a really long time. The season has already finished, and I've been really busy. So, I just wanted to recap the season for y'all because, yeah, it's kind of, it's kind of needed. Um, so why not begin? So we had this team. The only FA I made, I dropped Carbomino for Regis in case we needed to play Sylvie in case seeing the players who had a Naganadel, and I really couldn't counter that, so I got that mon on there. And we lost some games and won some games after we left. I think we lost more than we won, but we ended with a nice 7-4 plus 16 differential, so I won't complain. So, that's the regular season. I'm only going to do the playoffs battles because we were in playoffs with this record. So, let's get right into it. This is the first one. In the first one, I'll get my thing on here. That's better. Okay. So in the first one, we were actually playing against the Umen the Explodes and Umen the Man. He's a good friend of mine. So let's get in. He leads with his Arceus ground. I'll put it on slow because this is like really slow. Now I lead with Lucario, and I'm already in a disadvantage. And I go to my Tangrowth, LA Beast's arch rival, the giant ball of wasabi, and I'm Max Pedef AV. Oh, I'll pause it. I'm Max Pedef AV to counter Coco, and he fires off a judgment. So I'm like, fuck, he's special. I can't really wall this. So what I do, I fire off an EQ because his grass resists are Beedrill, which doesn't want to take a hit. Um, Jirachi is super effective, and Victini is super effective as well. So I get some nice chip. I switch into my Sableye because that's my switching. I see this damage and I get one shot. I'm like, okay, that's Bandit. I was like, I hope he goes for a Zenith because he always tries to predict me on the top spectrum. Okay, that's Bandit, no problem. And switches into Jirachi so I can see that's his counter. I just fire off a Skull to get some damage. No burn unfortunately because it would have cancelled out the leftovers. But we see a wish, so I'll just keep scalding. Another crit and a burn. Well, I mean it doesn't really matter that much because a burn is not really hex on scald, and a crit just does like 2% more, so it doesn't really matter. And I laid the toxic spikes to gradually chip his team down. And he goes into Aussie, and I'm like, yes, Aussie is already toxic. Get some really nice chip, get another crit, which doesn't really matter. As you see, he recovers, gets the pool. Probably would have recovered after that as well. And he goes into Beedrill, and he tanks my EQ. EQ does a lot. He goes for U-turn here, of course. Either a kill or momentum, and momentum is also really good. So he goes into Tapu Koko, and I'm like, okay, I got a switch and I got Tangrowth, and he goes for the wall charge, and I'm like, I can eat two of those. So I think I fire off an EQ, and he eats Bridge Bird, and I'm dead, and yeah, okay. Tangrowth dies. He takes a lot of recall though, so I go into Lucario to revenge with Bullet Punch, I think. Yep, and he's dead. So I kill him with the Bullet Punch. Victini comes in and I'm like, yo, that ain't a switcher, my dude. Fringe, dead. So, goes out in Arceus, dead of course is a switching. I go into Nerf Standler, my Xerneas, because I didn't want anything sacked, and Nerf Standler, the Xerneas, couldn't switch in on anything. So I'll just tag that off and he gets some nice poison damage. I go into Yveltal and he goes for the recover. Well, I go for the roost, predicting him to go for the Stone Edge, but well, that turn didn't really work out, or for the Ice Beam more. Ice Beams, he is faster though. I click Dark Pulse and he kills me with the second Ice Beam. So I'm like, okay, I'll click Dark Pulse, this mon can't set up. So I click Bullet Punch here just to get the KO, and I see this Jirachi. So I can 1v1 this Jirachi. I just click Crunch, and this Jirachi throws up a wish. So he needs to protect here. My obvious play is to go for Crunch, and he doesn't have a switch into a Crunch, because nothing on his team takes a Crunch, and I think only Mamoswine lives, but Mamoswine doesn't live the Bullet Punch after. So I go for the SD here on the Protect, and now he's almost a full, and I just click Crunch, dead. Beedrill comes in, I fire off a Bullet Punch, Beedrill dies. Mamoswine is weak, so fire off a Bullet Punch, Mamoswine dies. And the last mon, Arceus Ground, dies as well to my Bullet Punch. So I literally 6-0 swept his team with Lucario. So that's pretty fun actually. After that, I needed to play a Hungry Bidoof, and I'll need to give a bigger backstory, because if I'll show you the battle right now, you'll be like, what the fuck? But we were on a really close schedule. We were really busy both, and Bidoof, being the nice guy that he is, he was like, yo, no problem. We just want this to be a close match because it's a playoff game, and I'll just we'll just bring a 1v1. We'll do a 1v1. Both pick one mon, and we'll try it that way. But the problem is, I had an Yveltal on my team, and Yveltal literally won from everything. I had a Specs Yveltal, and everything that I didn't Oko with Dark Pulse or 2-hit kill with Dark Pulse was the Celesteela, who was max pedef, and Celesteela doesn't eat 2, and it can't really 2-hit KO me. And or rather Okomi, and the other thing was a Togekiss, and Dazzling Gleam from his Togekiss does like 30%, so that's kind of pathetic. And I'll just fire off a Specs Oblivion Wing, and it will give me health back, and it does a lot of damage. So I lead Yveltal. He thinks I would do Garchomp. So on the first turn, we actually see him leading off with his Nidoqueen. What a read. He made the Nidoqueen read. And Nidoqueen has a balloon to counter Chomp because he thought I would bring Chomp. And well, I click Dark Pulse and he's dead. So that's pretty good. Yeah. Lost the game, he actually wrecked me because of Nidoqueen. But that means I'm in finals now, so let's check that out. Oh help, I fucked up. Well, let's just hope you all didn't see that. I was doing some cogs. But, well, finals, I know he's gonna lead a fair mode. I probably Scarf to counter my Xerneas. Goes for Uton, I lead Tank Spec because I need to get T-Spikes up. That's the only way I win this game. So, I go back into my Slowking because last time I had AV Tangrowth, didn't do shit. I go to Slowking now, I'm like, fuck. I began stressing out because while doing a mock, we had the same thing, but it kept stressing me out. And I was like, no, he did bring it, and I got a special tech drop here. So I did fire off another Shadow Ball, and here I was like, okay, I need to make an aggressive play. I need to go into Chomp because this isn't good. I don't want to lose. I don't know what I did. It was Rocky Helmet Ruskin to do a lot of damage to the Blaziken, but I was like, yo, this is a big problem. So I went into Chomp. He went on the substitute, so I'd go for Poison Jab. He killed me, and I went into Yveltal. Oh, put that back. I went into Yveltal. Yveltal's a Black Colossus Yveltal, so I was like, okay, this boy takes it out unless it's like Max Pedef. And he goes into Throat, I think it's AV Kecleon because of how good it takes. And I'm like, okay, I'll go back into Toxapex. This thing can't really do anything to Toxapex. Look at that, does nothing. So I think I get my second layer of T-Spikes up, yeah, I do. And he goes into this. And while doing some mocks, I always switch into Yveltal because it was my switch in, because he had no counters to Yveltal. So he sacks off his Kecleon 2 Dark Pulse, and he goes into Jolteon for PU, which is the Jolteon. I switch in AV, Max Pedef, Tangrowth. I switch into that. He goes into Pheromosa. I need to switch into Tank Specs. My only switching goes for U-turn. Who would have predicted that? And he goes in back into Jolteon. My only switching again is Tangrowth, so I go in back into Tangrowth. And he goes for Thunderbolt, which is pretty nice because now I can Giga Drain. And well, here I switch out into the Veltal, and he makes a good read. So I just go back out into the Tangrowth, and he goes for Volt Switch. So he goes to Pheromosa, I think. Oh no, he goes to Lele, and here I'm like, wait, too late. But I think, okay, he's going to go for Calm Mind. It's his. He's going to go for Calm Mind. EQ from my Tangrowth kills him from this point. Calm Mind is his only play because my switching is into Slowking, and goes for Shattered Psyche and takes me out. And now I've got a really big problem because I don't have a switch into Jolteon at the moment. So I go into Yop my Yveltal, I'll click Dark Pulse to clean this boy up. Goes into Jolteon. I should have clicked Dark Pulse here because I would have lived. But I hoped he would go for Volt Switch and Slowking doesn't take 2 because I already found out with the first hit this was a Specs Jolteon. And here's where the fun part comes in. He clicks Thunderbolt. He gets and I'll put the cogs up right here. He gets a pretty high roll. Because I'm really bulky as a Xerneas, because nothing is gonna take anything after a geomancy anyway, and Pheromosa is gonna outspeed me anyway, because it's gonna be Scarf. It was last game and it put in a ton of work, so there's no reason for that not to be Scarf. So the Pheromosa Scarf, just invest in bulk, I would say, and I'm really bulky, and I set up a geomancy because now I had speed, he's specs, so I just fire off a moonblast. No reason not to. The Skarmory is actually at 99%, so that means it doesn't have its sturdy. He goes into Pheromosa. I'm at 47%, keep that in mind. 47%. He told me after the match he was naughty, and if you look at, oh well, it doesn't have, let me change that. Poison Jab. Oh wait, you really can't see that right now. Let me do this. Here, that's better. Okay, you can see it here. Wait, it's still live orb or scarf. So Septolite, that's good enough. Here, there's a maximum of 47%. So it has like 0 chance to knock me out, and I was like 47.6% or something. 47.3%. I don't know exactly, but I was just a bit above. I looked. I was like, okay, this shouldn't knock me out. He gets like the absolute max roll. And does he get the poison? He does not get the poison. I click Moonblast. KO that thing. I click Thunderbolt because he doesn't have sturdy. I made sure he wouldn't. And the last one, his Blaziken needs Swords Dance to break and 3 coverage moves to beat my team. So it won't have Protect and it'll just Mega Evolve to hopefully tank this. Gets KO'd by Moonblast. And yeah, that's it. Yeah. Hexohaldren, you know, I don't even have the logo up here. Wow, I don't even have the logo. Well, your Hexohaldren is the PUL Season 1 champion. I mean, that's really great. By the time I'm recording this, Season 2 has already started, so you'll see some Season 2 content flying out pretty soon. So, yeah. Keep in touch for that. So, subscribe and let's try to become the Season 2 champion as well. That's it. My name is Jesse, and I'm see you guys next time.